everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome back to Clues by Sam. Today we have a heart. I just noticed that everybody is a space person, astronaut, space person. Very cool. I love it. I want to know why though. But very cool because Artemis has come back for a few weeks now, right? So it's not about Artemis, I don't think. But if you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where usually there are 20 people of different professions in a board and we gotta figure out if they are criminals or innocents using the clues that they give us. Nobody lies and there's no guessing involved. And apparently today everybody is on the moon. So if you want to play along, there's a link in the description to take you to it. And I'm gonna start right now and explain the logic as I go, so I can maybe help you if you get stuck or need some help. Okay, so let's start with Orion. Orion? I don't know how to say this. I love it that every single one of them is an astronaut. But Orion says that Sia is one of 2 criminals in row 5, so we have a second criminal here. And Sia says there are exactly 2 innocents above Nick. So there's 2 people above Nick. Both of them have to be innocents. One of them is Dave, who says that Luigi is one of 2 innocents below Chloe. So the second innocent among these 4 people. Isaac says that only one of the 2 criminals neighboring Vera is Saga's neighbor. So Vera and Saga share 2 people as neighbors, and only one of them is a criminal, the other one is an innocent. Now, we know that Vera has 2 criminals neighboring her total. So that means that we have to have a second criminal who is either Saga herself or Uma. And what does that tell us? About Vera, I guess. Because if both Ruth and Saga were criminals, that will make Wanda and Uma innocents, and then Vera would have to be a criminal because we know there's 2 criminals in row 5. If we couldn't have both Ruth and Saga be innocents because that would put more criminals in row 5 than there should be because of Sia. And if they were one or the other, if they were opposites, that will make... Oh my god, I'm gonna have to use this. If they were opposites, then we would have our 2 criminals. So I guess that's not what I have to look at. But we know that there's 2 innocents below Chloe. And in this situation, Helen is one of them. If it were the case that both people neighboring Vera in row 4 are criminals, then we have the second innocent here. So what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Am I supposed to know something else? 2 criminals neighboring Vera. Yeah, that makes either Saga herself or Uma the second criminal. And we know there's 2 criminals in row 5. But these people couldn't both be innocents, which is okay. Could Saga ever be an innocent? Let's try that. Because if she is, then Uma is a criminal. And we couldn't have both of these people be innocents, because there would be more innocents below Chloe than there should be. So... And could both of these guys be criminals? I just proved that, right? Saga being a criminal makes Uma an innocent, and Wanda being a criminal makes Ruth an innocent, and that works. So they could both be criminals. So what am I looking at? Am I missing something already? Right at the beginning? Sia is one of 2 criminals in row 5. I guess if these guys were both innocents, then Helen would be a criminal. And that's okay. Luigi is one of 2 innocents below Chloe. Only one of the 2 criminals neighboring Vera. So there's 2 criminals neighboring Vera. We know we need a second one. Is Saga's neighbor. So Ruth and Wanda are the people shared by Saga and Vera. Could both of these guys be innocents? No, they couldn't. But I just proved that they could be both criminals. In any case, is Vera ever a criminal? Because if she is, Umar and Wanda are innocents and both of these guys are criminals. So that makes Helen a criminal. If Vera is an innocent, that will make Wanda and Umar opposites. Let's say that Wanda is a criminal, that will make Ruth an innocent. And Umar would have to be an innocent because of Wanda making Saga a criminal. Could these be opposites? Like, could Saga be an innocent and Umar a criminal, and Wanda an innocent and Ruth a criminal? They could. Oh no, they couldn't, because then there will be more innocents below Chloe than there should be. So this is not possible. Is it ever possible for Helen to be an innocent? And I'm gonna try this with text because I'm not sure that it is. But if it is, these 2 are innocents, and Vera has to be an innocent. And that works. Is this the only scenario that works? Because I'm confused as to who do I have to look at. Let's try Ruth. Let me try Ruth being a criminal, and Ruth being a criminal makes Wanda an innocent, which forces Saga to be a criminal because that's the second and last innocent below Chloe. Now Saga would make Umar an innocent, and Vera would have to be a criminal. So all of this works. Ellen would have to be a criminal, and all of this works. So no, it doesn't matter. Am I being completely obtuse here? Like, am I not seeing something that's very obvious? She is one of 2 criminals in row 5. We are taking that into account. Luigi is one of 2 innocents below Chloe, so there is going to be a second innocent. But there's 3 people. One of the 2 criminals neighboring Vera here is Saga's neighbor, so Ruth and Wanda. And there are exactly 2 innocents above Nick, which we've already revealed. I guess if we try to make Wanda a criminal, that would force Umar to be an innocent, and that would force Saga to be a criminal as well. But that works. Helen could be an innocent. So, not really sure. Not really sure. Because I tried Vera, and me trying Vera being a criminal makes both Wanda and Umar innocents, which makes Ruth and Saga criminals. And now Helen is a criminal. But that works. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. And if we make Vera an innocent, we know that these guys are opposites, which makes these guys opposites. But that doesn't really... Is there something that I have to look at in regards to Umar? Can I make Umar an innocent? I've just tried that. Umar being an innocent forces Saga to be a criminal, which doesn't really matter. But Umar being a criminal forces Saga to be an innocent, which forces Wanda to be a criminal, because that's the second and last innocent below Chloe. And now Vera has to be an innocent, which is okay. So Helen is a criminal. But I have proved that Helen can be an innocent, have I not? Because if she is an innocent, then both of these guys are criminals, which makes both of these guys innocents, and Vera an innocent. And that works too. I'm so confused. I'm gonna go for the clues again. So Orion says that Sia is one of two criminals in row 5. That's okay. There are exactly 2 innocents above Nick. That's Isaac and Dave. Luigi is one of 2 innocents below Chloe. He's an innocent already. Only one of the 2 criminals neighboring Vera. So there's 2 criminals among these 4 people. Which... only one of them is shared with Saga. And that is either Ruth or Wanda. I'm feeling weird. Ruth and Wanda. This is gonna be so obvious when I realize what it is. So if these 2 are opposites, that makes Saga and Numer opposites, which is fine by me. And the only thing that can't happen is we can't have both Wanda and Uma be criminals. Can we have both of them be innocents? Yes, we can. I just proved that. That can happen. 2 criminals total neighboring Vera. Is this a prank? If you are yelling at me, besides yelling, you can keep yelling, but type it out in the comments as well, because I want to know. Because I am getting a bit frustrated with what's supposedly obvious here, and I can't see. If I make these 2 guys criminals, Vera is innocent. If I make Wanda innocent, Vera is innocent. No, Vera is a criminal because we need a second criminal in row 5. If I make Saga innocent, that makes one the criminal, and now there's more criminals in row 5. So Saga could never be a criminal. Saga could never be an innocent, because if she's an innocent, she forces Wanda to be an innocent. And now there's more innocents below Chloe than there should be. So it is obvious that Saga has to be a criminal, which makes Umar an innocent. Wow, that's a long clue. So now we know that Wanda and Helen are opposites. Saga says that one innocent in row 4 has an innocent directly below them. Okay. We also know that Wanda and Vera are opposites, so we are missing tags here. We're gonna have to use our brains to remember. Umar says that one innocent in the corners has a criminal directly to the right of them. It could be Andre or Umar. So that makes Vera and Betsy opposites. But we know that one innocent in row 4 has an innocent directly below them. So let's say that Ruth... Well, it has to be... One innocent in row 4 has an innocent directly below them. And that's Arian. I'm so lost today. What is this? What's happening? So one innocent in row 4 has an innocent. So that means one innocent in row 4. That means that there's only one innocent in row 4 that has an innocent directly below them. And that's Arian. He is in row 4. He has an innocent directly below them. So that means that, first of all, Ruth and Vera couldn't both be innocents. But could both of them be criminals? If Ruth is a criminal, that will make Wanda an innocent, which would make Vera a criminal, and that works. If Ruth were an innocent, that will make Wanda a criminal, which would make Vera an innocent. So no, Ruth can't be an innocent. Being a criminal makes Wanda an innocent, which makes Vera a criminal. Oh my god. So we don't need Saga's clue anymore. And now we know that the innocent in a corner that has a criminal to the right of them is Umar, with Vera, who is a criminal to their right. So that makes Andre not have a criminal to their right. Betsy's an innocent then. I think the thing is that the clue was talking to, it didn't have the only before the one, and this is a very long clue. So how do I open it? Like, do I need... I didn't want hints. I didn't want hints. Stop. The clue doesn't have... I can't highlight the text, but the clue doesn't have the only one innocent in the corner has a criminal directly to the right of them, so that kind of pushes you into interpreting that there might be a different person. I don't know. I don't know if I'm correct saying that, but I think it might have happened to me. There. Now, I don't think I need Arian school anymore. Ruth says that Franco is one of 11 innocents on the edges, so Franco is an innocent. And there being 11 innocents on the edges means that there's 3 criminals on the edges, because there's 14 people on the edges, so only one more criminal around. Helen was opposites with somebody. Was it Wanda? Yeah. Okay. What new clues do we have? Betsy says that 3 people on the edges have a criminal directly above them. 3 people on the edges have a criminal directly above them. What? How could that work? I guess one of them is Vera. There's nobody else who could have a criminal above them except Tom. So Tom has to have a criminal above him. Or Sia. Because if Tom is a criminal, that will make Sia a person on the edge who has a criminal above. her. Wanda is one of the people who is on the edge and has a criminal above her. And Vera is on the edge and has a criminal above her. So all three people are Vera, Wanda, and either Sia or Tom. So that makes Tom and Nick opposites. Because whichever one of them is a criminal is going to make the person below them be the third person who has a criminal directly above them. Did that make sense? I hope so. Franco says that Gunny and him have 3 innocent neighbors in common. So they have 4 neighbors in common total. 3 of them are innocent, but none of the people who are on the edges neighboring them can be criminals, right? So we know that Kumar is a criminal. Am I not right? I guess Joyce could be a criminal, and that will make Orion be one of the people on the edges with a criminal above them. So I was completely wrong with this. Okay. Don't know what's happening today. Usually I'm smart. Okay. So let's keep Betsy's clue in mind and know that Joyce could be a criminal as well. And Andre could be a criminal. That'll make Franco... I don't know what's happening. 11 incidents on the edges. Yeah, so there's one more incident on the edge. We just don't know who that person is. But we know that Franco and Gunny share one criminal. So we know. What do we know then? Because there's not enough clues. 3 people on the edges have a criminal directly above them. So that means that I'm very confused again. Because let's say, do we know that Chloe can not be a criminal? We do. If Chloe is a criminal, that's our last criminal on the edge. And then there's no 3 people on the edges that have a criminal directly above them. So Chloe has to be an innocent. If Chloe is now saying that 2 innocents on the edge have a criminal directly above them, then we know that Sia is not one of the people on the edge who has a criminal above them. Because that will be our last criminal above somebody on the edge. Our last criminal on the edge. And there wouldn't be 2 innocents with a criminal above them. So Tom is an innocent. And now the criminal could be any one of these 3 people. Now Tom says that one innocent in a column B, one innocent in column B has a criminal directly to the left of them. So it's either Betsy or Kumar. And the criminal is either Joyce or Andre. Because they are to the left of people in column B who are possibly innocent. We don't know about Kumar yet. We know that Franco's and Franco and Gunny's shared criminal neighbor is now gonna be here in column A, so we know for sure that Kumar is an innocent. And we also know that Nick is an innocent because our last criminal on the edge is in column A. And Nick says there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Franco, so that's only 1, which makes Gunny an innocent. I was confirming if it was innocent or criminals. Now, Gunny says there's an equal number of innocents in rows 1 and 2. So row 2 has 1 criminal, which means that row 1 needs 1 criminal, so Andre has to be the criminal and Joyce has to be the last innocent. That was really, really tough. Oh, and it says that I got hints. I didn't need hints. I misclicked. Stop that. Oh, no. Literally, I didn't even look at the hints. Ah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like having the hint thing because I didn't use hints. I didn't even look at it. I'm not gonna re-record this because that's just not what I do. But I don't feel really good about this one today. And I guess I'm gonna rant a little bit about it because, yeah, I do this every day here on the channel, and oftentimes I do mistakes and I just post them all the same. I'm always try to be positive about it because I guess my main goal is to help you guys and to show you how it's possible to solve the puzzle without the frustration that we all let ourselves have when we hit a wall. But I guess I was not on my prime today, and it is frustrating, but it does happen. And I'm in a mood this week of, I guess it's not burnout, but I'm a little bit tired. I've talked about it here and there because I had the big hike I did in the beginning of the week, and it did affect a little bit of my mental health. But I don't know. Oftentimes I feel like I'm just not at my best when I'm doing these puzzles, and then sometimes I feel like I'm too slow. I know like everybody is different and we all take our times. I'm always stressing that we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to others. We should be comparing ourselves to our own yesterdays, but we all know that my yesterday was better than this, right? I've done evil puzzles better than this, so should I really be saying that? Does that make sense? I don't know. And I never want to sound negative in these videos because I don't think negativity is what we need. Uh, we have enough of it, too much of it already in the world, and I just want to spread good thoughts, good thinking patterns, which are hard for me. So that's why I try to be positive in every video and with every mistake and with every reply I give to you guys in the comments. And I don't really talk that much about that because I feel like even me just talking about not wanting to be negative takes me to a negative place. And I don't want to be repetitive. I don't know. I want to leave this here. And I'm going to be live streaming later today. I don't know what time yet, but it's not straight away. If you want to chat and join, I'm going to try to finish Harvey's New Eyes today. And it is a puzzle game. Sometimes I get stuck in that as well. But it's nice having people to talk to and play together. And sometimes we talk about stuff that's not the game as well. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you that watches my channel. And everybody that leaves a comment. It's so nice having met you people. What has this turned into? I'll see you tomorrow for more Clues by Sam. Bye bye.